What happens when two royal sisters suddenly put tradition aside and speak from the heart? Imagine the room falling completely silent. The king is expecting another formal royal occasion. Everything is carefully planned. Every word has its place. And then Princess Leonor and Infanta Sofia rise together. No grand announcement. No warning. Just two sisters, standing before their father, holding their glasses and preparing to say something that nobody expected. For a moment, the atmosphere changes. Because this isn't about crowns. It isn't about protocol. It's about family. And if this heartfelt toast really unfolded, the most emotional part wouldn't necessarily be the words themselves, it would be the reaction on the king's face. There are moments inside a royal family that feel completely different from the ceremonies we usually see. The cameras capture the uniforms, the medals, the handshakes, the formal speeches, but behind all of that is something much more ordinary: family. And that's what makes the idea of Princess Leonor and Infanta Sofia delivering a surprise toast to their father so intriguing. Leonor, as the future queen, has spent years learning how to remain composed under enormous public attention. Sofia, meanwhile, has grown alongside her sister while maintaining a quieter presence within the royal family. Together, they represent two very different sides of the same family story. So imagine them standing side by side, glasses raised, looking toward their father. At first, the king might expect a traditional congratulatory message. Something brief, something polished, something perfectly royal. But then comes the surprise. Leonor begins speaking not as the future monarch, but as a daughter. And suddenly, the atmosphere becomes more personal. She could reflect on the lessons her father has given her, the importance of responsibility, the pressure of public service, the moments when being part of the royal family isn't easy, and perhaps most importantly, the example he has set for both daughters. Then comes Sofia. Her presence changes the mood again. Because where Leonor may speak with the weight of future responsibility, Sofia could bring something more intimate: a sister's perspective and a daughter's affection. That combination would make the toast especially powerful. Two sisters, two voices, one message. Thank you. And perhaps that's the part that would make the king emotional. Because public life can make everything feel formal. Titles come before names, duties come before feelings, and ceremonies can sometimes make a family look almost untouchable. But a simple toast can break through all of that. For a few seconds, the king isn't simply the monarch, he's their father. And Leonor isn't simply the heir to the throne, she's his daughter. Sofia isn't simply an infanta, she's his little girl. That's why moments like these capture people's imagination. Royal history isn't only written during major ceremonies. Sometimes, it's remembered through small emotional moments. A glance, a smile, a hand placed on someone's shoulder, or a few unexpected words spoken in front of everyone. And if Leonor and Sofia ever chose to surprise their father with such a toast, there would be another layer to the moment. Leonor's future is already being watched closely. Every appearance carries meaning, every speech is analyzed, every gesture becomes part of the public story surrounding Spain's future queen. But a heartfelt toast could remind everyone that beneath the responsibility is a young woman preparing for an extraordinary future. And beside her is a sister who has shared much of that journey. That makes the image of the two sisters raising their glasses particularly meaningful. One preparing to inherit a crown, the other standing beside her as family, and their father watching them both. Perhaps the most beautiful part wouldn't be a perfectly written speech. It would be the moment when the formal mask disappears, when the room realizes this isn't a political statement, it isn't a royal announcement. It's simply two daughters telling their father how much he means to them. And that is why a surprise toast like this would be so memorable. Because crowns can symbolize duty, titles can symbolize history, but family moments remind us of the people underneath them. So the question isn't only what Leonor and Sofia might say. The real question is, how would the king react when his two daughters suddenly turned an official royal moment into a deeply personal one? Sometimes, the most powerful royal moments aren't the ones that are planned, they're the ones that come from the heart. And if these two sisters ever raise their glasses together for their father, the entire room may remember the moment long after the speeches are forgotten. Because behind the crown, there is still a family.